Hello and welcome to our Reviews with Ryan, and today I'm going to be talking about the brand new comedy fantasy film called Big Gold Brick. This film is currently streaming on VOD and it is in limited theaters. The film is directed by Brian Petzos and this is actually his directorial debut. Thank you guys for clicking on this video. If you like movie reviews and Blu-ray hauls, you're in the right spot. Hit the subscribe button, give the video a like, and comment below your thoughts on Big Gold Brick. And now without further ado, let's jump into my thoughts on this brand new film. Fledgling writer Samuel and his experiences with Floyd, the middle-aged father of two, who enlist Samuel to write his biography. The film stars Andy Garcia, Emery Cohen, Megan Fox, Lucy Hale, and Oscar Isaac. So this film, I really knew nothing about it going into it. I saw a poster for it, I didn't see a trailer, and I didn't even read the synopsis, so I didn't even know what it was about, so I knew absolutely nothing going into this film. All I knew is that Megan Fox, Oscar Isaac, and Lucy Hale was in this, and I was on board because I like to watch Lucy Hale in films, so I gave it a chance. So this film starts off with Andy Garcia's character. He is driving down this dark road and he's eating ice cream while he's driving. Why he's doing that, I have no clue. I don't know anybody that does that. But for the purpose of this movie, he's eating ice cream and trying to drive at the same time. And he gets distracted and drops the ice cream. And he ends up hitting this kid and sending him to the hospital. And he meets up with this kid and he ends up kind of talking with him, and he is a awkward kind of kid. He is kind of skittish and he knows that he's a writer, and he makes him the writer to write his biography. The way that this film is introduced is you have him going to live with this guy, and he introduces him to his wife, played by Megan Fox. She plays a character named Jacqueline. She really doesn't do much in this film. She is just there for eye candy, and that's really about it. There really isn't much that she adds to this film. We do know that her and Floyd's marriage are not good, and it is shown in one scene that they are obviously cheating on each other, but it really doesn't go any further than that, and her character really doesn't do anything else in this film. So that's really the basis of that relationship. And then he also has a son named Edward. He is really into metal music. But again, they don't really do much else with his character. You just know that he is really into that. And then you also have Lily, who is played by Lucy Hale in this. And she is supposedly a druggie in this. You really don't really do much with her character either. She's very underutilized in this role. And you do know in this film that the main character who gets hit by the car and introduces him to his daughter, Lily, you do see in the film a brief connection with them too, but really the film just really has a really unorthodox way of kind of developing the story. It's very confusing. To give you a kind of perspective on this movie is like, picture like you're in high school and you have art class and they're like, all right, I want you to make a collage, and you have all the materials and you throw it on a piece of paper and your art teacher goes, what is it about? And you go, I have no clue. And what is the point? And that's kind of how this film is. It doesn't make you really care. Right? It doesn't make you see into the film and think that there is a point to it. It's just a lot of rambling, and characters are going from scene to scene and rambling and just kind of throwing in some random comedy, some narration, and that's really it. There's really nothing significant that really can draw a viewer in. The film will tackle into comedy, but there really is no funny jokes in this. The biggest problem with the story is it isn't much of a story to begin with, and the director really just doesn't know what direction to really add to this story. And there's also a lot of narration in this film. It really isn't needed, and they have so much of it that it just really annoyed me throughout the film. And there are a lot of parts in this where it just, things don't make sense. The characters, they're not fleshed out. There's nobody to root for in this. Andy Garcia's character is a complete asshole in this, and I just don't really think that because he is the character that he is, there's just no rooting for anyone in this. Just really fails on all levels to really capture any kind of attention. And really, the score of this film on IMDb right now is like a 3, and I think that's well deserved. It's a complete waste of my time to even rent this film at $7, and I just really thought that I threw away my money. The fact that Oscar Isaac is even attached to this film is a complete joke because he has a 5-minute scene in this, and the character he has is just really stupid and it doesn't add anything to the story. And that's how a lot of the characters in this story are. They don't really add anything to it. There are a lot of wasted characters, and I just really felt bad that some of these characters, they don't really get to shine in this. It doesn't do anything for them. Megan Fox, I thought this was a step back for her career because, again, she's playing the eye candy kind of character. I really liked her until Death, and I thought that her career was kind of changing paths and that she was going to turn around, but this film didn't do anything for her. And to wrap up my thoughts overall about this movie really sucks. It's a waste of your time. And as far as good things about this movie, the only thing I can say is the cast is really good, and then I also felt that the music in this, the classical and jazz music that they have in this, it's pretty good. Now, I don't really necessarily think that it necessarily flows the entire time with the film, but if I'm saying positive things, this is about the only two things I can say about this film. Obviously, it's not worth your time. It's definitely going to be in my top worst films of the year. I'm going to give a score of this film a 1 out of 5. It's really bad, guys, and you should definitely skip this film. Thank you guys for watching this review, and I'll see you guys on my next one.